because of the weight disadvantage.
Dude, can you imagine, bro? You're fighting Canelo Alvarez, man. Nobody ever heard of you. Nobody even knows your name, all that stuff, bro.
But I'm excited for that. I know Canelo, he's so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. I mean, weight classes matter.
Floyd Mayweather Jr. addressed rumors about Terence Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez, labeling it a compelling clash, yet cautioning him to stay alert. He stressed that boxing should never be taken lightly, particularly given the obvious size gap, urging Crawford to weigh his decision carefully before entering the ring that night.
And it's a good matchup with those two. You know, may the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
Terence Crawford is focused on silencing doubters, explaining that a bout with Canelo Alvarez appeals to him precisely because it presents a serious test. He insists no opponent is overwhelmingly large and remains confident in his ability, despite critics arguing that selecting Canelo is risky due to the size difference. Crawford remains intent on proving he is fully capable of managing the challenge.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147. That way too big, this and that. I can hear now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Boxing is structured around weight divisions for an important purpose. Those categories are not merely symbolic. They are designed to ensure athletes do not step in with rivals whose natural size and strength create dangerous disadvantages. As conversations continue about Terence Crawford potentially meeting Canelo Alvarez, one issue repeatedly draws attention: the significant gap in weight. Canelo competes with ease at 168 pounds, whereas Crawford built his reputation competing in much lighter classes. Because of that contrast, many fighters and experts share the same worry that such a dramatic move upward could prove overwhelming for Crawford.
They have weight divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound for pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this: it's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining, so I don't really care about who he fights. But I will tell you like this: he's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter, but he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford fight.
Today's fighters are speaking candidly as well. Rolly Romero emphasized that divisions by weight exist for a purpose, highlighting the clear physical gap between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. He went as far as forecasting a win for Canelo based strictly on natural size and strength. Floyd Mayweather Jr., who once defeated a younger Canelo, also revisited that chapter of his career. Although he secured the victory, he pointed out that the version of Canelo he faced years ago is very different from the one competing today. Since that defeat, Canelo has developed into a far more complete and physically imposing fighter, stronger, seasoned, and commanding in the ring. Mayweather noted that despite being the older man when they met, he could already sense Canelo's ability and raw power.
Crazy that, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here. Young guy, even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm going to go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
Mike Tyson was blunt about the potential matchup. He considers Crawford facing Canelo Alvarez a risky move. Tyson highlighted Canelo's power, relentless approach, and talent for breaking down opponents over time. He warned that this fight could turn against Crawford, emphasizing that the dangers surpass any potential gain.
Mike, I gotta say this. Terence Crawford, tremendous fighter. You're a big supporter of his. He wants to move up 3 weight classes and fight Canelo. What do you think?
Yeah, he can do what he wants, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think, what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People thought they was crazy like that before. just that he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
David Benavidez shared a more hesitant perspective. Although he holds respect for both competitors, he confessed he would rather see this matchup avoided. Benavidez recognizes that Canelo Alvarez represents the biggest payday in boxing today, attracting everyone's attention. Still, he worries about the drastic weight jump for Crawford. He believes striving for greatness is commendable, but it should never compromise fairness or fighters' safety.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight. You know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo. Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you. But it would be. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight. It would be a great fight. But I feel like if I deserve my opportunity, and and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This was a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Amir Khan, who previously faced Canelo Alvarez, offered one of the strongest warnings. Reflecting on his own fight, Khan admitted he misjudged the impact of the size difference. He called Canelo a powerhouse and explained that his experience taught him firsthand the importance of weight divisions. His advice to Crawford was clear: approach carefully.
Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career there as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But, beautiful. Yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, size, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing. Every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally, I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight. You know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro. Remember, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
You think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well. And he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, another. But no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says Dalton's levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight each other just yet.
Showbiz the adult offered a striking perspective. He recounted the experience of hearing Canelo Alvarez's punches up close, emphasizing how threatening they sounded even when delivered without full power.
Spaceman Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford?
Yeah, got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. When you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo, I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
It pays the bill. That's why Canelo's skillful too.
Joe Rogan highlighted Canelo Alvarez's striking power. Rogan set aside tactics and movement, concentrating solely on the sheer force and damage Canelo is capable of delivering.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks? Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him go, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard.
Stephen A. Smith was equally direct. In a live interview, he openly expressed his dislike for the matchup, citing the significant difference in weight and strength as making the fight unsafe for Terence Crawford.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life. And he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Apollo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3. And then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago. Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Stephen A. Smith spoke plainly. During a live interview, he clearly voiced his opposition to the bout, pointing out that the large gap in weight and power makes it a dangerous fight for Terence Crawford.
Dinero y Canelo lo van a noquear.
The two fighters are gonna be different weight classes, even though they're gonna fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is gonna knock him out.
Sean Garcia added his warning for Crawford. While recognizing Crawford's boxing IQ, he stressed that Canelo Alvarez's physical power presents a barrier that could be insurmountable. Garcia suggested that in this fight, technique alone may not be enough to counteract sheer size and strength.
Him and Crawford? Yeah. I think Canelo's just too big for Crawford. I mean, Terence Crawford is another, amazing fighter. You gotta give credit when it's due. He's an amazing fighter. He's very talented. And he'll for sure give Canelo a fight, and Canelo knows that. But I feel like Canelo will use, his experience, his weight, and how big he is, and I think he'll overpower Terence Crawford like in the later.
Eddie Hearn offered a unique perspective, labeling the matchup a freak fight. He explained that although it would generate hype, the huge weight difference makes it feel more like a spectacle than a serious contest. Hearn noted that if Terence Crawford wins, some fans might still downplay the achievement because of the size gap, whereas a victory for Canelo Alvarez would be viewed as business as usual.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him. Yeah.
Joel Diaz pointed out that one of Canelo Alvarez's greatest strengths isn't just delivering powerful shots, but also absorbing them from larger opponents. Diaz explained that Crawford could struggle to land meaningful damage, leaving him exposed as the fight progresses.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that. Or I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
Oscar De La Hoya called the matchup a money grab. He questioned its competitive logic, pointing to boxing history where smaller, skilled fighters facing much larger opponents almost always ended with the advantage going to the bigger fighter. In his detailed analysis, he highlighted the risks of such mismatches.
William who? Canelo versus William Skull. William who?
Oscar being back in New York over here.
No, let's just say Canelo Crawford.
in the history of boxing, and this is the facts.
Let's get it.
If you see Thursdays, fact Thursdays, I speak the facts. All right, I'll even do it for you. A good little man has never beaten a good big man in the history of the game, unless you go back to certain situations with Pacquiao beat me, but I was a dead man walking anyway. But a good little man never beats a good big man, so it's a tough test for Crawford, but I'm not counting him out. The bottom line, and this is the truth again, it's a money grab. That's it.
Yeah. But Crawford doesn't rely on his power; he relies on his IQ. Crawford, what he did to Spence was magic, was incredible, was amazing. And so, look, one thing about Canelo is that we all know that he walks in the ring as if there's wet cement, right? His footwork is a little too heavy. Crawford is such a smart fighter where he can he's like Bruce Lee, literally. And he's in his peak, he's in his prime, and so I think that if that fight ever happens, which I don't think it will, if that fight ever happens, I have to go with Crawford.
There you have it, Oscar De La Hoya talking about Crawford.
Dan Raphael disagreed with Stephen A. Smith, insisting that Terence Crawford isn't motivated by money, but by the pursuit of greatness. While Raphael respected Crawford's ambition, he acknowledged that the path to victory would be extremely difficult. In his view, Crawford would need a perfect game plan just to stay competitive. Still, not everyone opposes the matchup.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those of us in the media, and I had seen him a couple of times before that. This is my first time seeing him in person, really paying close attention, and he almost got knocked out in the first round. And I remember Stephen A., all of us looking around at Media Row going, what the heck is this all hype about? This man can't take a shot. He's going to get drilled. He was lucky that the fight was over, that the round was over in round one, or there might have been some much more trouble. Stephen A., that was 16, 17 years ago. I've never seen him wobbled, rocked, physically, visibly hurt since then. He has an all-time great chin going in the ring with tremendous punchers. Terence Crawford coming up 2 weight classes. Do any damage? Yeah, he's a slick boxer, and he's also a good puncher in the welterweight division, in the junior welterweight division, in the lightweight division. But even at junior middleweight, which is where Terence Crawford had his most recent fight back in August, when he moved up and he won a world title, he didn't blow the doors off. He fought a very tough, solid opponent named Israel Madrimov. He gave him a good fight. It was very close. Madrimov's people seem to think he might have even been able to edge it out. But if you can't hurt an Israel Madrimov at 154, what the heck are you going to do with Canelo Alvarez, the sturdiest guy in the world, at 168? So that aspect of it is certainly a problem. You mentioned about Charlo. Charlo was there to get his check. I know one thing about Terence Crawford. He's not going to just come to turn up to get the check. He'll at least try. And Charlo, I don't think, really tried.
The potential clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez stands as one of the most debated IFS in contemporary boxing. If Crawford defies expectations, it could become a historic event. Conversely, the gap in size and power carries the risk of a catastrophic outcome.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the what was his first division? Lightweight. Then he unified the junior. Then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. As a tight him, he's saying it. I look at him, look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. a unified champion that he's been, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more and see you next time.